The 2026 FIFA World Cup was expected to be the greatest celebration in football history. With 48 teams, 16 stadiums, 3 host nations, and a month-long festival of football, the tournament promised to break records and redefine the global game. However, only days into the competition, a very different discussion is beginning to dominate headlines. Instead of focusing on spectacular goals, tactical battles, and unforgettable moments, fans, players, and experts are increasingly talking about extreme heat, long-distance travel, logistical challenges, and concerns surrounding the tournament's expanded format. So, what exactly is going on? To understand the situation, it's important to look at the scale of this event. The 2026 FIFA World Cup, the 23rd edition of the tournament, runs from June 11th to July 19th across Canada, Mexico, and the United States. It is the first World Cup to feature 48 teams, and the first ever to be hosted by 3 nations simultaneously. While this expansion creates exciting opportunities for more countries to participate, it also introduces challenges never seen before in World Cup history. Teams are now required to travel thousands of miles between matches, crossing multiple climate zones and time zones throughout the tournament. In just a few weeks, players may experience dramatically different weather conditions, making preparation and recovery significantly more difficult. The sheer size of the event has created a logistical puzzle that FIFA has never faced on this scale. Even before kickoff, doctors, climate scientists, and player welfare groups were warning about the potential dangers of extreme summer temperatures. Their concerns were not without reason. Recent analysis suggested that climate change has increased the likelihood of performance-impairing heat in 97 of the tournament's 104 scheduled matches. Nearly half of those games carry at least a 50% chance of conditions severe enough to affect player performance. Cities such as Dallas, Houston, Miami, and Monterey regularly experience intense heat and humidity during June and July. Wet bulb temperatures can reach dangerous levels, while Mexico's open-air stadiums provide little protection from the harsh summer sun. As a result, more than 1/3 of all matches have been classified as high risk for extreme heat conditions. These concerns are not merely theoretical. During the recent Club World Cup, several players and coaches openly criticized the weather conditions. One Benfica forward admitted he had never experienced heat like it before, describing it as unhealthy despite completing the match. In another unusual incident, a club reportedly kept its substitutes inside the locker room during the first half, rather than exposing them to direct sunlight. As the tournament continues, questions about player safety, scheduling, and FIFA's ambitious expansion are only becoming louder. The football may be historic, but so are the challenges surrounding it. But that's only part of the story, and understanding why this matters requires looking at FIFA's recent history. The last time football's governing body faced heat-related concerns on this scale, it resulted in one of the most dramatic scheduling changes the sport had ever seen. Concerns over extreme temperatures forced the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar to move from its traditional June and July window to November and December, completely reshaping the global football calendar. This time, however, there is no such flexibility. The dates for the 2026 World Cup are locked in, and the tournament is being played in the middle of the North American summer regardless of the conditions. As a result, organizers have been forced to find alternative solutions. FIFA and local organizers say they are taking precautions. More matches are being scheduled during evening hours in some of the hottest host cities, and hydration breaks have been made mandatory for all 104 matches. Stadium policies have also been adjusted, allowing spectators in the United States and Canada to bring factory-sealed water bottles into venues. These measures are designed to reduce risks, but many experts continue to question whether they will be enough. Research has identified Monterey, Miami, Kansas City, Boston, New York, and Philadelphia as some of the host cities most vulnerable to extreme heat conditions. Meanwhile, the Global Players Union (FIFPro) has gone even further by recommending postponements whenever temperatures exceed certain safety thresholds. Particular concern has been raised about afternoon matches in New York, Boston, and Philadelphia, including the World Cup final itself, which is scheduled to kick off at 3 p.m. in New York. Yet heat is not the only challenge dominating conversations around the tournament. Travel has emerged as another major storyline. With matches spread across 3 countries and thousands of miles, teams are facing unprecedented logistical demands. Uruguay experienced this firsthand when the squad arrived in Miami, less than 24 hours before its opening match against Saudi Arabia, due to a delayed flight from Mexico. According to the Uruguayan Football Federation, the disruption stemmed from an administrative issue involving the airline. FIFA later confirmed the delay was linked to a permitting error and stated that efforts were made to minimize the impact. For elite athletes preparing for a World Cup match, losing valuable recovery and preparation time can have serious consequences. Combined with long travel distances and challenging weather conditions, these disruptions only add to the pressure facing players and coaching staff. Another topic generating debate is the cost of attending the tournament. Dynamic ticket pricing has frustrated many supporters, while hotel rates in several host cities initially surged ahead of the competition. However, an unexpected trend has begun to emerge. Reports indicate that many hotels across the United States have seen booking numbers fall well below expectations. As a result, some operators have started reducing prices in an effort to attract visitors. Ironically, what began as a concern over excessive costs may ultimately create more affordable opportunities for fans attending later stages of the tournament. Then there's the competition format itself. Expanding from 32 to 48 teams has dramatically increased the number of matches. In fact, the group stage alone now contains 72 games, more than the entire 64-match schedule of the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. Critics argue that this expansion risks diluting the intensity that traditionally defined the group stage. Some analysts suggest that winning just a single group match may be enough to place a team in a strong position to advance, reducing the sense of urgency and jeopardy that once made every game feel like a final. As the tournament unfolds, questions surrounding heat, travel, ticketing, accommodation, and the expanded format continue to grow. The football remains the main attraction, but the challenges surrounding this historic World Cup are becoming impossible. When you combine all of these factors with a schedule that features multiple matches every single day during the opening weeks of the tournament, it's easy to see why some fans are feeling overwhelmed. There is simply more football happening at one time than ever before. While that sounds exciting in theory, keeping track of dozens of teams, storylines, and matches spread across 3 countries can be a challenge, even for the most dedicated supporters. But let's bring this discussion back to the people at the center of it all, the players and the fans. Because ultimately, that's where every one of these issues has its biggest impact. For players, the heat concern is far more than an inconvenience. Climate scientists and medical experts have repeatedly warned that extreme temperatures can create serious health risks during high-intensity competition. Under the wrong conditions, players and match officials can suffer from heat exhaustion, severe dehydration, and dangerous overheating. Experts often point to a real incident during a Copa America match where an assistant referee collapsed due to the heat, highlighting how quickly conditions can become dangerous. The challenge is even greater for teams arriving from cooler regions of the world. Adjusting to intense North American summer temperatures while simultaneously preparing for World Cup matches is not easy. Recovery sessions become more difficult, training intensity must be carefully managed, and even tactical decisions can be influenced by the weather. In a tournament where tiny margins often determine who advances and who goes home, environmental conditions can become a significant competitive factor. Fans face a different set of challenges. Travel delays, transportation logistics, and fluctuating prices all affect the tournament experience long before the opening whistle. Imagine following your national team only to learn that their flight has been delayed less than a day before a crucial match. Even if the issue has nothing to do with football itself, it immediately becomes part of the story. For traveling supporters, hotel prices and ticket costs have added another layer of uncertainty. Some fans booked months in advance at premium rates, while others are now seeing significant price reductions as availability changes. Combined with packed daily schedules and matches spread across